is greater than all the pharmaceutical companies ever could be combined, okay? It can create any drug that they can, but only it can deliver it in precise amount, never overdose, no side effects, at the exact time that's necessary, okay? As long as we work in coordination with, right, that higher power, that nature, that whatever it is that's driving our machine, okay? We have to take, we have to take a responsibility and play our part, right? So, how do we tap into this power? Right, we just want to get out of our own way, Sometimes we just overcomplicate things. I think about women having babies, did you know the word obstetrician comes from, oh gosh, I'm not exactly sure, but like obstacle, it means to stand in the way, literally. And in a sense, that's what they do. I mean, I've been fortunate enough, I had my first child in a birthing center, and it was just with midwives, and it was so relaxed. They were just like, well, just do whatever your body tells you to do. And I was like, really? Wow, okay. We did no drugs. I did it in a bathtub. It was just the most wonderful experience. And my second child, unfortunately, when I went to go to the same place, they had been closed down. And so, I just said, there's no way in the world I'm going to a hospital to do this. There's just no way. And I just said, I'm just going to do this by myself. And I was able to just do it in the bathtub by myself. I just didn't have anybody get in my way. I just fully trusted that nature, the higher power, whatever, is just going to bring that baby right out of my body. Any woman that's ever been through it, when your body goes into those push modes, you can't stop it. I mean, your body's going to push with or without you. You can jump in and add to the push if you want. That's great, but we just have to work in coordination. Okay. All right. I want to just, for those of you that may not be in the same kind of position I am of just absolute faith in nature and so forth, here's an excellent book, and I'm going to be pulling from this book quite a bit throughout the Praxis. But if you want to go buy this book, I so highly recommend it. It's by Harvey Diamond. He wrote, I think it's the all-time #1 best-selling health book in the world, Fit for Life. It's an old diet book from a long time ago. He wrote it with his former wife, Marilyn. That's also a great book. This book, I really cannot figure out why this did not earn the acclaim that I personally think it deserves. If you have any fear of cancer whatsoever, which you'd be a very, very rare person if you didn't, I would so highly suggest getting this book. It will so completely shift the way you look at it. It will empower you. You will realize the power that lies within our bodies and the steps, I'm going to talk about them in these praxis, but it's just such a wonderful book. I can't recommend it enough. I think I've read it 3 times, and I've probably bought I don't know how many for people and just handed them out. And every time I read it, I just am so amped up with positive energy and just so much hope. Anybody that's ailing of anything, not just cancer, I would so highly recommend getting this book. And it's so fun to read. And he's so honest and just pours his heart out in this book. And he's just an incredibly fun writer. So, I don't know. I would just, go ahead and grab that one. If while you're reading these, it can be coming through the mail to you. I would highly suggest you read that book. Anyway, Fit for Life Solution by Harvey Diamond. Okay. So, we're going to get into the praxis in a minute. So, really quick, what can you expect to discover from these healing praxis? Okay. Well, part of that's going to depend on who you are. Maybe you already know a lot of this stuff, and you're just going to be kind of, yeah, go girl. I don't know. But if you're not, and this is new to you, you're going to have sort of a paradigm shift. You're also, if you apply these praxis, not just read them, listen to them, and you actually apply them, you can expect to feel great, I mean, don't underestimate the power of these praxis. And like I said, I mean, I'm not reinventing the wheel here at all. I mean, you're going to know some of this stuff, but I'm going to give you the why behind why these praxis are so powerful. And I really, really believe, I know at least I'm wired that way, I need to understand why it works. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I should just take it on faith, right? But I like to analyze stuff. I like to know, well, why does that work? And as soon as I get it and it clicks off and I get it, then it becomes a part of me forever. Yeah. So I'm hoping that that's going to be your experience as well. Okay. I would say you can also expect to grasp a brighter vision of your future. You know, it's funny, my kids just said the other day, they were talking about, I don't know what they were arguing about, my two oldest. They were saying, well, one said, well, when mommy's so old that she can't, move anymore, I'm going to take care of her. And I was like, whoa, 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 what are you talking about? I said, too old that I can't move anymore. I said, that's not going to be me. And then the other one's like, well, okay, when she's so old that she can't, like, take her own shower. And I was like, no, 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 no. I'm just not going to let that happen to me. I mean, okay, anything can happen, right? I shouldn't be so arrogant. But I certainly am going to do everything I can do to make sure that I can keep moving and, taking care of myself till the very last day I exit out of here. My stepfather, he's a great story about his grandfather. Manny admires very much. He was a farmer. He was a milk farmer. And he always talks about how he totally took care of the farm. He was in his 90s. He'd come home every day for a nap, to come in for his lunch, afternoon nap, because he's a milk farmer. He's got to wake up, who knows, 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't know. And one day, in his 90s, he just took his nap, and he just never woke up. That's the way he slipped on into the next life. And I'm thinking, that's the way I'm hoping I go. I'm totally useful to my last day. Nobody's, having to take care of me, feeling sorry for me, whatever. So I think you're going to see that this is absolutely perfectly a viable option. I don't care where you are in your life. If you're in your 70s or 80s, I'm telling you, you can slow down that aging process and actually reverse it. We'll talk about that, okay? Really radically reverse it. Okay, you can also expect to, I don't know, maybe this sounds a little flowery, but become a part of the moving stream of expanded consciousness. And what I mean by that is, when you know something and you really just, you take it to heart and it really just lives inside of you now, it's not just sort of a, maybe that is, and you really grasp it, there's an energy that goes along with that. And that energy is going to touch other human beings. Even if you don't stop and tell them about this, I mean, I hope people do. I hope you're inspired by this whole video series and you tell others to go watch it. But even if you didn't do that, just your knowledge of this is somehow going to play out in improving the world. Our whole world understanding of what health and dis-ease truly is. Okay? So get excited to become part of that. And so I just want to wrap this introduction up here. I just want to give, first of all, thank you to you, because, if you're willing to go, listen to all this and become a part of that expanding consciousness, then, thank you for all of humanity. I also want to thank all the researchers and all the practitioners that came before me, the authors of all the books. I'll be introducing quite a few of them through this. I mean, none of this is mine. I mean, I'm standing on the shoulders. We get to stand on their shoulders from the work that they've done. And, I'll tell you, some of the books I've read, I mean, you can see they have poured a whole lot of heart, soul, and energy into getting this information out. And so, huge thanks to all of those people. Also, of course, I don't know exactly how to. I want to thank, let's say, all the people that went before us that maybe didn't get a chance to understand this information, or that perhaps their pain is not in vain. Perhaps we've learned from other people's pain and have been upset enough by it, let's say, or angered by it, by the perhaps needlessness of it. But I don't want to say that it was needless, because everything plays a role in everything on earth, yeah. And so their part that they're playing in this, I don't know where they are now, but I'd like to think that they're listening and they're encouraging us to go forward with this and say, yeah, don't let my pain or my suffering go in vain. Please learn from what I went through so that you can turn this all around for the future generations. And you can I personally believe this is a huge step towards bringing lasting peace on our earth. And isn't that what we all instinctively yearn for? I mean, I know we do. I know we do. We all just want to live in peace and harmony. And then, of course, the biggest thank you goes out to the creator of all this, the source of what you're seeing in the picture, the source of all the healing power that is embodied in all these praxis. I guess that's it. That's my thank you. So let's move on to praxis number 1. Very powerful, very simple. Everybody can apply it, and many people's lives have been absolutely turned around by this one simple praxis. So hope to see you there.